Good morning, everybody, and a happy Saturday morning to you. All right. Of course, we have the Royals, but we have a Harry Meghan story. I'm not going to lie, and you'll be able to tell in my voice at the time I was taping it. I was angry. It really angers me. So let's jump in and cover what we have. And then, of course, you'll talk to me again on Monday. By the way, I also have some of your comments in here because you guys have been really vocal the last couple days. So let's jump in and cover, shall we? Let's go. All right, to start with, I am not a pretty sleeper, and my husband took these pictures while I was sleeping, and I heard the click on his phone, and it woke me up. First thing in the morning, like I just woke up, because I kept hearing a noise. My husband was taking pictures. I mean, somebody's nice and warm this morning. And my friends, that is where all dogs should be sleeping. All right, let's jump in. We're going to start with Queen Camila. There are some new centers called a certain kind of assault referral center, SARC. I can't say that on YouTube. It gets you in trouble. So these centers offer medical, emotional, and practical support to people who have been victims of that kind of assault. The Queen opened Exeter's new purpose-built SARC. She went to tour the new facilities. She met the dedicated staff who offer compassionate care to everybody who walks through the door. She also saw firsthand how wash bags that are offered to service users in post-examination rooms help restore some dignity in difficult moments. This, by the way, is a nationwide initiative that was inspired by Queen Camila in 2017. She saw while she was touring the forensic medical examination suites, the clinical rooms. She met the staff that provide forensic and therapeutic care. And she also met privately with a member of the public who had to use the services in the past. This company does, with about 1,300 adult referrals a year. 347 attended for a forensic examination, and 1,500 children under the age of 18, which, 235 of them needed examination by pediatric nurses. That is a very sad number. All right, let's keep going, but sticking with Camila. On the same day, Queen Camila went to visit CoLab in Exeter. It's a multi-agency hub. Organizations get together to support health, well-being, learning, mental health, housing, and homelessness. She also spent time with Brave Spaces, which is a partner offering specialist support for women facing domestic and, a certain kind of violence, especially those that are homeless. And also, a couple of days ago, Queen Camila attended a dinner that highlighted the library's charitable work to support writers and widen access, to resources, including 1 million books available to borrow from the shelves. That's the London Library. And Queen Camila is the patron since 2012. And she was joined there with Helena Bonham Carter, who is the president of the library, and guest speaker Stephen Fry. Wonderful. Next up, Princess Anne. On February 6th, she went back to the hospital, Southmead Hospital, to thank the staff and the treatment team who treated her after her accident in June of 2024. We all remember what happened with the horse. The Bristol Hospital apparently has a large range of services. They have a major research center there. They have a teaching area there. And so Princess Anne visited the intensive care unit, and then she went to what they call the multi-faith space, the sanctuary, where she met staff and patients. She heard the staff choir perform for her in the public atrium. She saw the helicopter pad used by the air ambulance, which is, remember, that's the job Prince William once had. And she was very thankful for all the help that they gave her after her unfortunate accident. Next up, King Charles had 3 audiences. First, he received Juan Ernesto Sneed Amarilla, who is the ambassador of Paraguay, then Tuat Panha, the ambassador of Cambodia, and Ximena Fuentes Torrijos, the ambassador of Chile. And finally, he met up with King Abdullah of Jordan. It's obvious that they have a very nice friendship. They look so happy to see each other. Those are the kind of pictures that I like to see. Looking good there, King Charles. All right, let's move on to Prince William, or as he's known in Scotland, the Duke of Rothesay. I hope I'm saying that correctly. He went and took part in a woodworking activity with some men. It was a woodworking project at a man's shed in Angus. A member there, his name is Alex Campbell, 81. He's been going to the facility for the last 6 months. It helps combat loneliness. He gave instructions to Prince William to help construct a tree hugger birdhouse. But before he started, William goes, yeah, this could take a while. Make sure I don't lose my fingers. Now, when he was done, he goes, well, it hasn't fallen apart, so I'm going to just run with it and say it was a success. And the finished product was a wooden figure, which is then fixed to a tree, and they painted it in red and blue. And Mr. Campbell goes, yeah, it's not the royal colors. And William goes, yeah, close enough. I love that. Get down and dirty, William. Now, this was set up in 2015 to give men and women, even though it's the man shed, a place to meet and take part in a range of projects, which includes woodworking and gardening. And he also met a stroke victim. This was a 59-year-old who used to work as a rigger on the 1995 blockbuster movie Braveheart. And he was there as part of his rehabilitation. Now, he has struggled to speak since he fell ill last year, and he spoke to William using an iPad, which helps him communicate. By the way, while they were talking, William asked him, what's your favorite team? And the guy pointed to a sign which said Celtic, and William goes, not that one, surely. I'm an Aston Villa fan. Yes, I think we all know that. Now, another stop he made, and again, these may not be in the right order, but another stop he made was on a Farm Safety Foundation, which is a charity working throughout the UK to address the attitudes towards farm safety and poor mental health among the next generation of farmers. There took place, after William looked at some of this stuff, there took place a roundtable discussion where William talked about how to combat loneliness and rural isolation. Now, the group that was around the table was from the Scottish Association of Young Farmers Club. They have been leading the campaign and conservation efforts regarding loneliness in farming. And in 2016, they launched Are You OK? And you being spelled EWE. Now, that is supposed to break the stigma surrounding mental well-being for young farmers in rural Scotland. So William says, I love this, countryside. I love farming, and I'm conscious that it's an area that maybe needs some support in understanding that there's access to support out there. I think in the farming world, it's not talked about as much, but it's there. Now, one other stop he made was at the Gettr Night Center, which is a charity that offers support to adults and older people who are affected by some sort of physical or mental disability and have social isolation. These are the visits that William makes that I think are so important. I really think he is going to be the people's king. You know what I mean? All right, let's move on. Moving on now to Edward and Sophie. Remember, they're on the next day of their visit in Nepal, and one of their stops was at the Biodiversity Education Garden, which is led, by the way, by the National Botanical Garden in Nepal. So one of the things that they had to do was go down some really steep steps. This is day 3 of their trip, and they remain in Kathmandu at this time. Now, while they were there, the two of them planted a magnolia tree, and the tree was being planted just a few meters away from a pair of trees that were planted by Queen Elizabeth and Philip in 1986. These two are so cute. While Prince Edward was shoveling, he quips, "This is the best bit of exercise I've had in ages." And Sophie turns around, smiles, and goes, "Keep going, darling." It only makes sense that they would be joking around like that because they've been married for, 25 years. Now, also while they were there, Sophie met school children. It looks to me like the children did some artwork and she was looking at the artwork. At least that's my interpretation of it. Now, when they got done there, the two of them visit the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development Living Mountain Lab. and that was in Gettr, Nepal. The two of them were shown around by the Director General of that Living Mountain Lab, as well as the Deputy Director General. Sophie expressed some concern about the amount of waste left by climbers on Mount Everest, but as they toured the site, they heard about climate challenges that are being faced by Nepal and the Himalayas. Now, when they were finished there, the two of them went to the Gurkha Welfare Trust Welfare Center, and they made the namaste gesture, and the two of them were given beautiful garlands. And this visit took place in Pokhara. One of the first stops they made was at the Veterans Residential Home in the Gurkha Welfare Trust Welfare Center. And while they were there, they met Ash Kumari Tamang. She is a Gurkhan widow that is 104 years old. Now, as you can see, they got two more absolutely gorgeous garlands, and then they met with some of the veterans, their widows, some of the staff. They posed for some gorgeous photos, and then it was time to move on. Of course, there was a guest book that needed signing, which Sophie took care of, and then they took pictures with some dignitaries and staff as well. Of course, while they were home, they got to see the residential areas and all the facilities and everything that was available to everybody that was there. You guys know how much I love them. I think their trip there in Nepal is going well, and we will catch up with them again on Monday when I do my next video. A big thank you to Remoulade Sauce for showing us what Sophie was wearing. Time for our Harry and Meghan stuff. All right, really quick, when this picture of Catherine came out that Louis took, people started hitting up my comments. My goodness. You guys put up comments wondering if Louis's camera was a Leica. You guys remember that one. Wonder where the pictures Artificial took with his Leica camera. But this one was the bomb. Wait for it. The next Hello Magazine headline is going to read, Prince Archie uses his brand new Leica camera to capture his mother, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, singing to the seals on a warm, balmy evening while wearing a $2,300 Dior gown. Yeah, I can see that. I'm not going to lie, this story really pissed me off. Supposedly, allegedly, Harry and Meghan, because of the delay of the Netflix show, the divorce speculation, because her shopping for a post-divorce book came out and Harry found out about it, the two of them have been under so much intense pressure that Tyler Perry has stepped in and offered them his house in the Bahamas to stay in on holiday. Apparently, it's not just a house. Tyler Perry owns a private island called White Bay Cay, which he bought in 2009, and allegedly, supposedly, he's offered up his home to them. More than likely, they'll go there on his private jet as well, because they need time away from everyone, even the kids. So allegedly, they're going to be planning to jet away next month, making arrangements for the kids to stay with Doria, of course, so that they can heal and reconnect. Now, I would have a lot more respect for Tyler Perry if he said, oh my God, all these people in the world that have lost their homes and lost everything in the world, I'm going to put as many people on my private jet as possible. I'm going to send them to that house and I'm going to let them relax for a week. But no, he wants to send multimillionaires to his house to reconnect and relax. What the hell is that? Please keep in mind that what they're escaping from is an 18,000 square foot mansion that has its own private pool and hot tub area, its own gorgeous outdoor eating area, its own private tea room, meditation room that overlooks a pond, because God knows they can't get away from the stress there. Now, while this is going on, the Los Angeles fire victims, there's 300 of them currently living in the Pasadena Convention Center. And the convention center has requested the removal of these people because they need to get back to normal operation. So here you have a whole bunch of people that are essentially homeless and are being booted out of the convention center, but yet Harry and Meghan are going to go off to a private island in the Bahamas. That's what upsets me. Let's move on. Now, that little stunt that Meghan pulled with the video, they are now saying that she is the Marie Antoinette of Montecito. I hadn't even thought about that. What they're saying that is, in the aftermath of 38,000 acres of California being burnt down, 29 deaths, and 10,000 people being made homeless, lives and businesses ruined, Megan gave a little girl a free t-shirt. So now everything should be okay. This has gotten bad. I am quoting. Just when you think this ever so kindly cake baking, tiara snaffling, banana messaging, big hearted, dog loving, dad hating drama is not so bad after all, she ruins everything by insisting upon public acknowledgement for her every charitable act, no matter how trivial. A lunchbox, a t-shirt, a hoodie. No show of philanthropy, no good deed can go unpublicized. Yeah, I agree. This particular article points out that all the money and effort Harry and Meghan spend on advertisers and image consultants, they keep blundering in their own PR goal one day after another. A daisy chain of disasters, from COVID to Uvalde to the California wildfires and beyond. Harry and Meghan have become tragedy tourists, sponging off the tears of others, and not in a handkerchief mopping way. But if they can get that excited about just a pile of merch, it makes you wonder if they're actually achieving anything in their own philanthropy. Now, in the meantime, supposedly, allegedly, Meghan is claiming that she's getting death threats. People are saying she needs to shut up. She's a massive virtue signaler. Can someone get her to shut up? I've got no house, no home, and she's over there crying over a t-shirt. But that is not a death threat. Maybe if she just stopped everything that she was doing, it wouldn't be so bad. And the other thing is, we all knew that she was merching. She merches everything. And sure enough, the sweatshirt that she was wearing prompted an early maternity leave to the owner of the shirt because somehow she didn't know what was going to happen. Are you kidding? From the moment she showed up in that shirt, everybody said she was merching. And guess what? She was. I mean, it's typical. It's the same playbook over and over. All right, you guys, you know what I want. Put those comments down, make them good. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell for all notifications, that thumbs up, and then go down into the description box where you'll find the link to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my physical address, a link to Finn's channel, a link to my father's book, which is still up for sale on Amazon, and my Amazon wish list. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.